Being the Straw Hat chef shouldn't be that difficult, right? Well, I will find out making some dishes and rating the difficulty with 5 stars. So let's start with the octopus from episode 1. For that, first I want to make a green parsley mayo because I think it will go great with the octopus and also because I kind of like parsley. So yeah, this has to warm up a little bit and then I will take it out directly into ice because if not, it will completely lose that beautiful green color. While the oil cools off, I need to wait some egg white and the yolk I will leave it aside for another recipe. And here I was trying to make something like an aioli, but I completely forgot to add the garlic, so it's just the mayo. And also, I was kind of lazy because I didn't want it to sieve the oil before using it, and I kind of like the texture in the mayo, so it's good for me. To fill the butter, I wanted to try this short trick I saw using the cup, and it was a complete failure, so I just went back and filled it the regular way. And yeah, it's really tasty. I think it's going to go so well with the octopus and so cute using the bottle to make like the little dots. So that's perfect. I will let the mayo cool in the fridge while I make the octopus, and for that I'm seasoning the water I'm gonna use with some salt, vinegar, and bay leaf, just keeping it simple. And I love eating octopus, but it was my first time trying to make it, and I didn't thought I was going to be as shocked as I was. I had to like stop and breathe a couple of times because I didn't know if I was disgusted with the feeling or if I felt really, really bad. I know you will say I'm exaggerating, but I really wasn't ready for that. And this is one of the reasons that I would never be able to be a chef. And I have so much respect for chefs and also Sanji, obviously. And yeah, thankfully that part also went away by its own, and I just had to clean it really, really well. Then I had to cook it, and my father told me that I had to asustarlo, like scare it, to make the tentacles curl before putting it all in the water, and then let it cook for 40 minutes in low heat. And usually it's 45 minutes to get it like soft when you pinch it, but because I'm going to saute, well, I'm not gonna cook it that much, which is other reason to just put it on ice to stop the cooking. Now is ready to cut tentacles that I will fry in a stainless steel that I will get really, really hot and check by dropping a few drops of water and waiting for this satisfying effect of the drops sliding in the pan to know it's hot enough to add the oil and the octopus tentacles and leave it 2 minutes on each side or till they are like golden brown and crispy. I think 2 minutes is the perfect time. Unlike Sanji, I will be able to add the pepper, also a little bit of sea salt. And I couldn't forget about the decoration with the mayo and the lettuce on the side. Like, come on, look at this. It's so freaking cute. But yeah, be honest with me. Do you eat that part of the appetizers? Because I always leave it. The octopus with the green sauce is absolutely delicious. And for difficulty, well, if you don't count my meltdown, I think a 4 stars because it can easily overcooked. Next, flower sashimi from episode 3. So I had to find a magical looking fish, which I found, and please play along with my deliliness and just pretend you don't notice it's a regular fish just painted with food dye. And also that the power of editing just cut it in a perfect piece to make sashimi. And well, I don't know much about sashimi, but I know you have to have a sharp knife. So I tried my best, like filing it, but it was a complete failure. So I had to buy one, and I know it's not the correct one to cut the fish or make sashimi, but the other one was like $300, which I don't have that kind of money to spend just in a knife. So after a bit of Google research, I know I had to get it perpendicular to the spine of the fish and try not to press it like this because, yeah, it breaks down. And it took me quite some time to get good enough pieces to make the flower and just top one after another to make the flower, like just layering them out. And it's cute enough just to top it with some caviar. Yeah, I know it's the cheap caviar, but it looks fancy, okay? I know it's a little bit thick, but with some soy sauce, it tastes really good. Like, not a fancy restaurant good, but good. 5 stars because I don't think I did a great job. It was really difficult. Now Tamago Sando from scratch, starting with the Shokupan. First, make the yutane mixing flour with boiling water, and yes, just pretend you saw me made it, please. And this will go to the fridge for at least 1 hour. In that time, I will activate the yeast with milk and some honey. And yeah, I can't waste any honey. So yeah, milk in the microwave, which is the perfect time to just find the yeast because I forgot to buy it and I had some left. The milk has to be warm enough, but not hot hot, because if it's too hot, it would kill the yeast. And here I'm just checking if it bubbles. That way I know it will work. And this is my only measuring cup, so I will just transfer the milk to another jar. Just bragging about the one piece jar. But anyway, let's prep the rest of the ingredients: flour, sugar, salt, mix it. And thanks to the power of addition, the yutani is ready and really, really sticky. And apparently, this helps to keep the moisture of the bread. Then I added cream and the milk with the yeast, and I mix it using a non-sticking spatula because it's a really sticky dough. And here is where everything went to shit because I thought I needed to add more flour because it was too sticky, and apparently it had to be. And well, just I kept going and added the butter and folded, which this part was correct. But yeah, I made mistake number two, which was covering it with a cloth. Let's skip to the part where I was really happy with the dough and I baked it and I got a brick. This thing is not a soft Shokupan, is a mortal weapon. So I had to ask for some help. And first, I did everything the same, just not add the flour. And this part is okay. So, the help I was talking about is my brother who went to college and took some bakery classes like making bread. So I had some help from him and he needed because apparently I don't have enough strength and my hands are too cold. So yeah, just look at the difference of the dough I made and the one he's making, and it has to be stretchy like this. This is how it should look before you cover it with plastic wrap, and it has to double its size like an hour, and you have to poke a hole in it and it shouldn't bounce back. That way you know it's ready to just gently make a bowl with it and cut it in two to make two balls and let it rest for another 50 minutes. Grease my 10 for 10 mold, and the dough is ready to gently, very gently spread it and fold it to then roll it. And just look at it, it's so fluffy and perfect. Pinch it to seal it, and this part goes facing down in the mold, then cover it with plastic wrap and let it rise till it gets to the height of the mold. I made another batch myself to not feel like a failure, and I put them in the oven at 350, and after 20 minutes, they look so freaking fluffy. I let them cool, and yeah, it got stuck to the mold, so I had to gently just pull it off with a knife. Cute, fluffy, and adorable, and I'm so excited. It looks exactly like the videos I saw, so I'm just so happy, and it's so delicious. It's even better than what I thought. It's way softer than the brick I made earlier, and perfect for the tamago sando, which means time to make the Japanese mayo that only uses egg yolk. And here I'm mixing it with Dijon mustard and regular mustard to later add just a couple drops of vegetable oil and just keep adding little by little and keep beating because this is what emulsifies the mayo to later add the flavor. And I read it uses rice vinegar with apple vinegar that has to be added just like the oil before mixing salt, white pepper, sugar, and a little bit of ajinomoto to also season the mayo. And just look how thick and beautiful it looks. But God, it was a workout. Like, I'm so happy because I made this before I made the bread. And also because the next day is when I made the eggs to mix with the mayo. So I will have it for breakfast. And a little trick, put the hot egg in cold water to make the shell come right off. Now I will mix the yolk with the mayo. And I wish I would have smashed it a little bit before adding it with the mayo, but whatever, it is what it is. Finally, just cut the egg white and add it to the mayo before putting a good amount on top of the Shokupan and cut it in half. Making a Tamago Sando from scratch is a lot of work, so I don't know why Usopp was complaining. 5 stars difficulty because it took me days to make it, but it's delicious. Now I'm gonna make Sanji's cocktail from episode 3, and for the decoration I'm gonna need the peel of an orange, and the sashimi knife worked a little bit too well, so I got it myself, but I managed to peel it almost without breaking, but it hurts. Anyways, I started making the decoration by making the little boat part and then the flag, and this took me so long. It's amazing. I thought it was gonna be a lot easier and faster. But no, I had to watch so many videos to try to understand how to make this. And the part I thought was gonna be the hardest, the spiral, was not. And I ended up cutting myself so many times.
I spent an hour trying to do this, like a full hour, just cutting. I don't know if I'm frustrated with myself or if I'm happy because, yeah, it's real cute, but for real, 1 hour? Like, I don't know how Sanji just like pull it together to get the cheeks. I would be impressed with this because I I don't have the skill to do this like in 5 seconds. It's no impossible. Like, well, but at least yeah, it's cute.
So I can finally start with the drink, and I got inspired in the ocean mist cocktail, but it kind of made something completely different.
I have this beautiful tequila that, well, it's not really mine. My father is going to let me use it. It was a gift for him. And, well, I don't drink alcohol, so most of the drinks I'm going to be using are, well, his, but he is going to let me use them because I don't want to buy a lot of drinks I'm not going to use. So we have this tequila and wait, and this vodka. Like it's skull, so I don't know. It's just perfect for a One Piece recipe. I just look at it. It's so freaking cute.
Here, my ocean mist idea went to trash because I just wanted to use the vodka because the bottle was cute and ended up using way less than I thought. I started trying to make something softer and add lemon and also the Sprite that I forgot I couldn't add the Sprite to the cocktail shaker. And after debating if I should make it again, I decided it was gonna be okay as long as I barely shake it. You can literally see my soul leaving my body. And here I noticed that I would be such a terrible bartender. And in my delusion, I thought this was gonna be so easy, but no, it's at least a 3-star difficulty.
It's good, but a little bit strong for me because I don't drink at all. So I think I will like just put it with some of these just to not waste the drink. But it's not bad. It's just like kind of a little bit strong for me. But it's cute. It's really really cute.
Now I'm gonna try Sanji's pineapple pork and Dory's grilled fish. Okay, so I have the pineapple, but now I have to figure out how am I gonna cut it because half need the peel and the other half doesn't need it. And I wanted to cook it with the green part because I thought it would look cool. But yeah, I had to take it off and apparently I have to twist it. And well, then just cut it. And now I will try to figure out again how am I going to take the fruit part? out of the peel. So I will just try to scoop it with a knife. I don't know exactly how to explain what I'm doing here, so I hope the visuals help. I know I left a lot of the fruit in the peel and I won't waste it. Also, I have to take out the core that, just guess, I won't waste either. Okay, feeding time is over, so I will cut the pineapple and try not to eat anymore. For the pork marinade, I will mix garlic powder, sweet paprika, ginger, soy sauce, Dijon mustard, honey, tomato sauce, and rice vinegar. That felt like rapping. But well, I know you will lose interest fast. So, okay, something is missing, but I have the rest of the pineapple peel I will save it for later. So I will just squeeze a bit of fresh pineapple juice. And yeah, that did the trick. For the pork, I will keep it simple, just cutting cubes that are similar size to the pineapple, and then just add them to the marinade and coat them completely with this sauce. And I will make skewers alternating the pork meat with the pineapple. You can also add onions or just keep it simple with the pineapple. Cooking this on the grill, which I don't love because I have to bring out the heavy gas tank and also it's a pain to clean. But since I'm doing it, I will use the colorful fish to make Dory's fire grilled fish at the same time. I wanted to make my life difficult and clean them myself, but they came already clean, so I just seasoned them with lemon, pepper, and sea salt. And I will be using this instead of a wood stick and just grease it really well so the fish don't stick to the grill. Time to cook the fish, the skewers, and the pineapple. The fish needs to be flipped after 10 minutes and the skewers after 5 minutes. Cooking the fish will take 10 minutes each side and it's ready to eat. If it sticks to the grill, just add a little bit of lemon juice and gently remove it with a spatula. And look at that, it looks so crispy and delicious. So let's try it. And yeah, it looks so good, but unfortunately, it's just okay, like good, but also I wanted to bite it just like in many animes. So many dumb ways to die. Yeah, that was such a bad idea because it has a lot of fish bones. So let's get back to the pork. I will just take them out. They were ready after 40 minutes, and I will take them all out to make small size bites with a toothpick. And I know Sanji used said umbrellas, but I forgot to buy them, and it tasted really good even without the umbrellas. Both dishes are really easy, but I will give them a 3 stars only for the grilled prepping. I can make this video without making chopper soup, and if you're wondering, yeah, I would totally die for him. Yeah, someone should take the food dye away from me. But let's make the soup. I'm using 3 types of mushroom, oyster, cremini, and shiitake, dry shiitake, that I need to hydrate first. So these little cute things are gonna take a hot bath with some pressure on top. The other ones, I'm just gonna cut them like however I feel, like just big chunks or pieces. To be honest, this is a soup I usually make and I add ginger. This is the perfect soup for cold days or when I don't feel like thinking what to cook because everything goes in the pot and the seasoning is whatever I have at home. And here I'm adding soybean paste, but it's also good with soy sauce or miso, just whatever you like. I also like adding baby spinach or any other vegetable I have at hand, some salt, and this just stays there for 1 hour and is ready to eat.
I wish you could smell this because it smells so freaking delicious.
This dish is so easy to make that I would give it at most 1 star. And it's really good, but I don't know if I would want this to be my last meal. Now I will make 2 different meat dishes at the same time, one Sanji's beef bourguignon and the other Bragi stew, and see which one I like more. Both recipes need beef stock, and I don't think Sanji or Brogi use a pre-made store-bought one, so I had to make it. So for that, I'm baking beef ribs with tomato paste, cutting some onion, carrot, green onion, and celery to fry them with vegetable oil before adding this golden brown meat. And I can leave all this flavor in the tray. Not using this golden flavor is a scene. Into the pot with parsley, bay leaf, black pepper, allspice, and coriander seeds. Also a little bit of salt. Bring it to a simmer and let it cook for at least 5 hours covered in low temperature. Ready and sifted, let it cool overnight, and the next day you just need to take out all the grease on top. With this ready, I can go ahead and cut the meat, and I found hilarious that the date was imprinted in the meat. I know me and my weird sense of humor. By the way, this is half of the meat, right? Half for Sanji's beef bourguignon and half for Brogy's stew. And now I'm going to cut all the meat in beef chunks. And here is going to be the first difference between the two dishes, because the stew only requires to dry the meat with a napkin, and I'm following a recipe for a Swedish stew because Broggy mentioned semla, which has a Swedish origin, so I thought it made sense. On the other hand, the beef bourguignon has a thin coat of seasoned flour. And now I will fry the meat, and thankfully I noticed I forgot to season the meat for the stew, so I just add salt and pepper. For the stew, I will use vegetable oil and butter, and for the bourguignon, just vegetable oil. The meat has to go in high heat and make sure every piece touches the bottom. If not, cook it in batches so everything gets properly seared. That looks so good. So it's time to take it out and try not to burn myself in the process. Time for the onions. I will cut big chunks for the stew and juliennes for the bourguignon, making sure the pots are hot before adding the olive oil in both of them. Then the onions, covered it with a lid. After a couple minutes, it should have made enough steam to scrap all the flavor left from the meat. Now I will add carrots and garlic cloves to both of them and cook till the onions are slightly transparent. For the bourguignon, I will add tomato paste, bay leaf, and fresh thyme. And for this stew, I will add only flour. Let it cook for a couple more minutes and take out only the vegetables from the bourguignon. Both recipes use wine. I read that Pinot Noir is the best for the bourguignon, so I guess I will use that. And here it has to reduce to half. For the stew, there wasn't any specification of the red wine, so any red wine, I guess. And here it doesn't reduce the wine, it incorporates the meat right at the moment, and for the bourguignon, after the wine is reduced. Then they both get beef stock and enough water to cover everything. The bourguignon also gets bacon and a bit of salt, and the stew gets soy sauce, white pepper, allspice, and bay leaf. They get to a simmer and then get covered with a lid. The stew is cooked 1 hour in low heat and the bourguignon 6 hours in the oven. The way and time of cooking makes a huge difference between these two. And also, here the stew is ready to eat, but the bourguignon has a couple more steps. Fry bacon, mushroom, and pearl onion and add them to the pot. Oh, that looks so good. One of the biggest difference is the softness of the meat. The bourguignon melts, and the other one is soft, but not that soft. These two dishes require to use a Dutch oven, which is expensive, so I will add that to the difficulty level and say a 4 for the stew and a 5 for the bourguignon, only because it takes so long to cook. Talking about the flavor, the bourguignon, it's so good, it's amazing. Like, it became one of my favorite dishes. And the other one, it's it's a bit weird, I think, because of the allspice. Good, but to be honest, I think I like the bourguignon a lot more. The stew is good, but I will have the bourguignon as my pirate lunch. After this little experiment, I think being the Straw Hats chef would be a lot more difficult than what I thought.